Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Rolling with Reddit. Some people roll with advantage, some people roll with disadvantage, but today we are rolling through the forums. I'm joined here once again by Crystal.
Hi.
And my name is James. You've probably seen enough of my face. Jumping straight into it, I have a post here from the RPG Horror Stories subreddit by user FeiXChen. The title reads, Edgy Shadowrunner loses his character during the first session.
Oh, that sucks.
That's painful.
Oh, no.
I also love that in this very first paragraph, they describe what Shadowrunner is because
I have no clue.
It's a different kind of RPG system, pretty much.
Okay.
I have a lot of stories about one of my players. We are still good friends, but sometimes I cannot follow his reasoning during our sessions. Also, he likes to make very edgy characters. This story is from one of our Shadowrun sessions. A bit of context for those who don't know. Shadowrun equals cyberpunk plus fantasy races and magic.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've not played it yet. If you guys want to see us play Shadowrunner, petition down in the comments. This wasn't the first time we played Shadowrun, and everyone was at least a bit experienced in the system and lore. The character in question wanted to build his usual edgy, gruff, ex-military man. This one was an Oni, basically a big red orc with horns.
Okay.
Sweet. I told him Onis are very rare in this part of the world, but he wouldn't budge. Big ex-military Oni it is then.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a rare thing in the world.
No, you can always find a reason.
Yeah.
The only thing that would become an issue is like my entire family and their family and their family's family all grew up in this one area, because then it goes against like your world building. But
right. Those are conversations you can have beforehand if you really want to be this thing. Yeah.
I love the nickname. The player called his character Hellboy for obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah. The first mission of the group was to track down a drug trafficking ring. I don't know what a drug is, but
we know what a trafficking ring is.
We know what a trafficking ring is, yes. After some digging, they found out that one supplier used an electronics store in the commercial district of the town as a front. So they decided to investigate. Investigation wasn't Hellboy's strength. The group decided which vehicles to take to get there to minimize suspicion. But then Hellboy decided he wanted to give them backup in case something went wrong.
Okay.
So he pulled up in his decommissioned military buggy. Something like this, and he provided a photo. Let me just say, I've already seen the photo. It kind of looks like a warthog from Halo.
Okay.
And he parked it in front of the store.
Because that's not going to raise any red flags to the owner. No. Yeah.
Luckily for the rest of the group, Hellboy decided to stay in his car and wait until he was called.
Okay.
The group entered the store to look around and ask around, but as soon as I started to describe the inside of the store, Hellboy said, I start to ready and load my automatic shotgun just in case. An automatic shotgun is wild. Okay. So picture this. Middle to high class commercial district, bright day. Suddenly, a military buggy pulls up and everyone can see its driver, a 2-meter tall red orc. Then the driver pulls out a shotgun and starts loading. Of course, it took the police mere minutes to arrive.
Yeah?
Yeah, the police corps of Shadowrun are known to be quite racist towards non-humans, but it's the first session of this campaign and I want to give him a chance. So they immediately started questioning him. What was he doing here? What are his intentions with this gun? He pulls out some lies like he is waiting for a hunting buddy here or something. The cops wanted to see some licenses, which Hellboy luckily had. All of them faked, of course.
Good rolls, maybe?
I guess so, yeah. I'm not sure how much rolling is involved with Shadowrun. I assume some. So he showed them all his licenses, not only for the shotgun and the vehicle, but for all of his other hidden weapons. His military-grade implants and combat stims he had with him. This, of course, only made him way more suspicious and way more dangerous. Police backup got called just in case, and they started to validate all of his licenses.
Oh, no.
There are checks. I rolled irrelevant checks.
Okay.
I rolled all relevant checks, but by some miracle, all of them hold up. All but one. The faked license for his shotgun tied with the scanners of the cops. The cops got an error message and cannot validate the license. But since they are already in high alert, they decide to confiscate the weapon. Okay. I mean, this is as a like game master.
Yeah.
Saying like, hey, we're just gonna take this one weapon because it's not licensed to you. You can still make this work as as a player.
Exactly. Especially since they've already checked everything else and you were fine.
So lucky.
You have so many more weapons apparently. How come I have a feeling he's about to fight the cops?
Oh, I have a feeling too. We have 2 paragraphs left in this story, and I'm hoping for some juice. Everyone else would have just given them the weapon. Oh, here we go. Call up the fixer of the group and either buy a new gun or, a better license and try to get the weapon back. But not Hellboy. He decided to hit and run. He started his car, almost hit the cops, and drove off. One chase and shootout later, Hellboy got taken out by some police snipers about halfway through the first session. I gave him a lot of possibilities to escape. I honestly, it's not until this point that I remember that this is even about a story about his character dying.
I remembered that. I knew where that was going.
I'd forgotten entirely, to be honest. I was so immersed.
Like, as a story, great.
Oh, yeah.
As a player, sucks to be you.
Yeah. I gave him a lot of possibilities to escape, asked very often, are you sure? Even the rest of the party chimed in with some advice, but he took every step to escalate the situation even further. Did he learn something from this experience? Absolutely not.
No, didn't
His next character, a satanic swordsman in a cyberpunk setting.
Okay.
Got infected with a zombie virus, went on some hilarious quote-unquote hunt for some fresh meat, and got shot down by a military helicopter. And that's where the story ends.
Wait, that's it?
That's where it ends, yeah.
Wait, okay, but I want to know how long that took.
I want to know. I wonder if this is common. Let's see here. So we have a top comment here by Additional Flan 1281 saying, I'm seeing a pattern here. This looks like a spotlight hog who deliberately wants to quote-unquote get killed. If you're playing online and or there are no prior friendships with the party, I'd consider a permaboot.
Is that a play style to want to get killed?
So not necessarily that exact tactic, but like spotlight hogging would be like a good example of that in D&D would be I've optimized my character to not have any negatives. I have all pluses.
Yeah.
Nothing I do can fail. I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to roll really well. And like not giving other people a chance to shine.
Gotcha.
There are, of course, other ways to do that, and one of which being, in this situation, just a troublemaker. Like, oh, I see you're trying to tell a story. Let me do something. And now the story's focused on me.
Yeah.
Because I'm causing issues.
Right.
OP replied to this comment and says, I know him personally for many years. I would say he's definitely a spotlight hog, but getting killed isn't his priority.
No.
I think he just has a weird understanding of consequences. I mean,
I feel like a lot of D&D players have a weird understanding of consequences.
Yes, they do. In my home games, it got to the point where I was starting to feel super cruel because I was a big, like, I'm going to look at the world and look at their actions and divvy out what they have earned, like what they deserve.
Yeah.
If they are an asshole to this group, I go through the thinking process of, okay, well, this group has ties to this person knows them, maybe they stop, giving them deals, or maybe they come at them and they confront them about their actions. And it became a situation where I was like, every time they would do something, I was like, that's another consequence coming. That's another consequence coming. And at some point I had to stop and I had to reframe it and go, what can I give them that's not going to dissuade them from playing how they want to play?
Okay.
Because I can either chase them down constantly with consequences, or I can find areas to yes and with them, and make sure that they're still having fun. And if you are experiencing moments where you need to have those kinds of conversations, take some time and really kind of come together and say, this is a story that I really want to tell. You don't seem interested because you keep doing X, Y, and Z. How can we remedy this? Let me check the date on this story, now that I think about it. This story is from very recently. Very recently.
Probably why we don't know the end of the story.
No, yeah. If you're actually, OP, if you're watching this video, please let us know how long it took for his other character to be taken down. But in the meantime, super unfortunate. Crystal, do you have anything you want to add?
As an actress myself, I totally understand wanting to have, like, big character moments in the story, but D&D is absolutely, I think you said this in a previous episode, a collaborative storytelling activity. So you really got to go into it with the mindset of, like, your time will come kind of thing. And there is fun to be had in being a supporting character in someone else's story too. Like, look at the TV shows out there. Sometimes the side characters are so much more fun to follow than the main character.
They are. And honestly, what I would even recommend, if you could get a message to your friend, or anybody who is a Spotlight Hog, talk to them about how good it feels when someone else is in the spotlight and everyone else is paying attention to it. And not necessarily like, oh, we should pay attention to you when you're in the spotlight, but like, if Crystal's character, I assume you're playing a rogue. You're a very roguey person.
Yeah.
If Crystal's character is inside of the Big Bad's HQ and we're all trapped outside, but Crystal's picking locks, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm paying attention, I'm invested, I'm rooting for Crystal. And it's in those moments when you let yourself get invested in other people's characters and other people's stories that I think you will have a better experience throughout your entire session. And you won't just be searching for, I'm ready for my moment, I'm ready to pick locks, I'm going to bust in the HQ's door because they are failing their checks. Or, you know, it's not about that.
Absolutely not. It's like watching a good TV show.
It is.
Yeah, you're not in the story, but you're invested.
Exactly.
You want your characters in front of you to succeed. And especially, like, if you have any sort of relationship with the other characters, wouldn't you want your friends to succeed in some way?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure we could go on at length with this topic, but I think for now, that is probably where we're going to end this episode. So to everyone here, feel free to go down into the description, leave a comment on the story, give some support, or leave a like and comment here, and we may even send it along to the original poster. Maybe if they're in the comments as well.
Oh, yeah.
In the meantime, this has been Crystal and James, and this has been Rolling with Reddit. We'll see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye for now.